I have one of those onboard video cameras in my car, pointed out for, in case you get an accident. And it has a small module in it, okay, for recording and what have you. It records for 5 minutes and then erases and goes back, and it stores everything, just continues to do that. I was informed that it's also sending a signal to a Chinese server in the United States, which sends a signal to. So they're watching what I'm doing. It's literally just like the police body cams. Once they're turned on, there's two types of recordings: one in the United States and one in China. Oh, why would that be? That's the way it's set up, because those cameras are made for in China, okay? So the body cams worn by the police are constantly on. They're watching everything. It is similar to the module that's inside all the Chinese-made cell phones. Apple is a prime example of that. When you turn on an Apple computer or Apple device, it sends a signal, electronic signal, to the mainframe in California. They've been doing it almost from the very beginning, okay? What they're looking for are viruses. If you download a virus, it will be corrected next time you turn on your computer, Apple computer. Well, it's the same thing with cell phones. Each year, 320 to 350,000 communist Chinese students come to the United States. Okay? They come with a cell phone. That cell phone is they have a cell phone. The second they turn it on, it sends the signal to a mainframe in China of the person. Okay? It's set up that when the student was in China, they turn on their phone, and literally they're talking on the phone. Well, they're also talking to a server somewhere that's recording the conversation. When they get to the United States, they turn on their little phone. Same thing. It automatically is recorded in China. So if they take a picture of somebody, that picture is seen in China, which is very interesting. If they're running past, it seems that the Chinese seem to get lost in America, because you will see Chinese in front of military bases taking pictures. Oh, I'm lost. Really? Or walking into government buildings with cameras and eyeglasses. Yes, cameras and eyeglasses. And they're all geared, and they're all being recorded to a server somewhere. Usually it's the server in the United States which transmits to China. Oh yeah? Yeah, all the Chinese have it. Your cell phone very likely has that module app in it that when you turn it on, not only are you talking to somebody here, but somebody in China is listening to it. It's like, they're spying on me. Yeah, they sure are, aren't they? Well, congratulations, you learned something new. It's like TikTok. Yeah, well, you bought one of their devices. Well, where else can you get a device? Where else is it made? Yeah, so that's one of the things. Well, the Chinese government wants to know what their students are doing, which has turned out to be another problem. As soon as a Chinese student comes here, they buy a burner phone. Many restaurants in around universities, like Chinese restaurants, have a side trade of selling cell phones to Chinese students. Oh yeah, they're looking for them. They oh yeah. Are these connected to China? I would say yes, but that somebody would say no. They've been purged of that module app inside there. So we got 300,000, which is also is that they don't turn on their phone, maybe to talk to mom and dad. Hi mom, hi dad, hi computer in China. But they bring another cell phone back to them, and sometimes many cell phones. You can go into Hong Kong and find a burner phone. What do you mean, burner phones? But isn't Hong Kong a communist Chinese city? Yes, it is. But you can buy a burner phone there. And many children have burner phones. Why? Because they want to play games on the computer and they can't do it with their own phone because the government comes along and shuts off the phone at 10 o'clock at night. Their phone doesn't work. Or if you're young enough, like under 10, they will limit you to how long you can have your phone on or play games on it. And things like iPads or laptops, they will simply shut you off. Bleep. Yes, well, that's Big Brother for you in China. But again, you've got 1.5 billion people, and not all of them are really honest. Children over there have learned to work around the system. If they want a burner phone or something like that, they have a black market system over there, of course. Why wouldn't they? Yeah, people have computers that are not registered with the country, the local province, the local city. There's a market for burner phones and burner computers and burner tablets. I would think that they don't really know how many burner phones are in children's hands or adults' hands. 1.5 billion. There's those that are registered, and then there are those that are underground. They have the same thing in Russia. Russia, the dictatorship. One of the things is selling your phone that you got in the United States. Somebody in Hong Kong who sells it to somebody in China who sells them something over there. Soldiers will have a burner phone. They're not supposed to have burner phones, but they can have burner phones. They will. They will go to Hong Kong, pick up some burner phones, and sell them back in their hometown. That's what you have a system. Yeah. What else can you get in China besides they want to limit the children from playing games all the time? Well, a good example is in the United States with the COVID-19, school children who had computers, phones, tablets, laptops, desktops, fell behind in reading. I bet they can tell you which game is the most popular one. Yeah. Where did they fall behind? Or when the school district gave out, had online courses, the students never opened the stuff up. In Chicago, they gave out Chromebooks. by the hundreds of thousands. They said anytime 25-35% of them would not, the children would never turn them on. Or let me put it this way, they would play games on them. Of course, there's no storage in them. You know, you're in a cloud, but then they would go off the cloud, offline, and play. So, but yes, and very likely the computer you buy in the United States, if its origin is in China, when you turn it on, the motherboard calls home. Unless they're sanitized, and they even say that stuff that is supposed to be government sanitized may not be sanitized, where other foreign agents can't look into it. That there are software out there run by the Chinese government that can go, if you go on like TikTok, they will put software into your computer, and it is now, you might turn it on, but the signal will also go to China. Whippy, whippy, whippy. So, yeah. What's the advantages of this? Big Brother in China, or Russia, mind you, can tap into your computer and give you the false information they want to. Russians are, if you're in Russia and you turn on your computer, any message you see from RT or Pravda or what have you is all government control. They will manipulate words, images. Donald Trump said this. Joe Biden said that. The president of Ukraine said this. And if you're in Moscow, one of the things of that, yes, they control what the citizens see. Oh, yep, they control what the citizens see, what they hear, what they do. Congratulations. Thank you, China, keeping us alert of the world.